Hey guys, Lally here. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create an amazing LinkedIn profile that generates you opportunities. And this could be opportunities for your career or opportunities for like business in terms of like clients and customers as well. And by the end of today's video, you'll know the exact step-by-step actions that you can take to actually build and craft an amazing LinkedIn profile that's very compelling for people to read and will help to get people interested in what you do as well. I use my personal profile for basically generating clients and generating leads, and mine's business focused, and I'm actually going to show you an exact step-by-step walkthrough of a profile I've used, which has generated me $2,000 deals, $3,000 deals, $5,000 deals, and five-figure months. And that's just to tell you, if you get this area right on LinkedIn, it's very, very potent. Let's just get straight into the training. Now, when it comes to making a LinkedIn profile, most people make this mistake of basically setting up their profile as they would their resume or CV. They basically just list every type of bit of information about them and their career on their profile. But what they don't realize is that a lot of people in a single day might be viewing your profile. And if it isn't interesting them, they're just going to move straight on to the next profile. I mean, look how easy LinkedIn makes it for you to move on to your next profile. So instead of having a resume format for your entire profile, what you want to be doing is having a landing page format. And in marketing, what landing page basically means is a web page that you take people to sell your product. It's like a persuasive web page. So I want you to keep this in the back of your mind, this whole video walkthrough, because we want to turn our LinkedIn profile into a persuasive page that's going to encourage people to give us opportunities, to read more about us, and to become very interested in what we're about. So let's just start right from the top here. Once you have set up a LinkedIn profile, or say that you click on and visit somebody's profile at any point, like for instance one of these people, you get taken to this screen here, and the first thing you see is their name, their headline, their profile picture, and their banner as well. And these are the three things which people see straight away. So we need to get these right, basically. So in terms of, let's start with profile picture first. In terms of profile picture, all you want is something where you are basically looking approachable, right? Warm, friendly, and approachable. And this encourages people to like you. And it doesn't really have to be, a professional headshot that's shot in a studio. It just doesn't have to be like this. This is my most professional profile picture I think I've ever had. I've had about 4 before this one. And on this picture right here, I've taken it with a camera phone. I've provided like a little bit of lighting at the side here. And I've just taken it against the back of a wall. Right? That cost me basically nothing. And let me tell you, basically people just put way too much weight on having a super professional profile picture. It doesn't really matter. Some of the older profile pictures I've had before this, I remember one I had like a pink shirt on. The image was all like high contrast and very bright. I had like a ridiculous tan as well. And I put that on and like I generated just as many opportunities with that profile picture as I do today with this one. So it doesn't really matter. And all you do to change a profile picture is just click on your image here, then click edit. And then you can decide like what frames you want. And you can decide from there, how to add another photo. So that's that part done. The second part is when a person visits your profile, they're going to also see this background image and this headline here. This headline, essentially you want it to capture exactly what you do and what problem you solve. Because in the marketing world, basically people are only interested in reading information which is about themselves. So if you put like corporate manager with 45 years experience, basically people turn off, as unfortunate as that is. But if you can speak directly to the potential people who might be reading your profile and say exactly what you do and sort of capture that in one sharp sentence, then you should put that here as your headline. So for instance, at the moment, I've got, I help business owners predictably book calls with ideal clients and scale organically. And that, in a nutshell, is exactly what I do. I help them with like a lead generation strategy. And this is a new headline I'm currently trying out at the moment to see if it actually works and to see if I notice any difference in the amount of people that reach out to me for help. I've had ones in the past where I've said I help high ticket coaches get better results through LinkedIn and things like that, and they all converted fine. But I just want to try out a different one, and I encourage you to try out a different one as well, because you might actually get a better response with some rates. So the big benefit of having this is obviously, it tells people what you do when they come to your profile, but on top of that as well, it actually acts as free advertising. And what do I mean by free advertising? Well, you can see people you may know on the side of my profile here. And if you just look over these people, it says what their headline is: freelancer, certified life coach at manifesting. But the problem is with these headlines is they're not very specific in terms of what problems they solve and exactly what they do. So if I was to scroll past these profiles, they would just get lost in the sea of people who have the same headlines as well. And thousands of people have headlines exactly like this. However, if they said something specific like what it is they do, what it is they help with, what specific problem they solve, whether it's for a career or whether it's for their own business, that would help me decide if I actually want to click into their profile. So look at the headline like a bit of a hook. And we're going to just take a quick look at my content here to also show you exactly why it's important. So I'm going to click on a post that I made earlier here. And on this post, you're going to see that a lot of people have commented on it. And it's basically free advertising for the people who've got the headline set up in the right way, right? We've got Matt here who says, I help high achieving entrepreneurs and CEOs reduce anxiety and burnout, right? And then we've got Al here who's, I help coaches and consultants leverage their knowledge to create high ticket, I assume that's like programs. Yeah, programs, so they can increase their profits. And basically, I know exactly what line of work they're in. I know exactly who they are helping, and I know exactly what they do. So I would encourage you to put your headline like that, whether you're in a career or whether you're, a business owner. Say who you currently help. I used to work in a debt advice charity, helping people get out of problem debt. So if I still worked there, I would put something like, we help people get out of debt and support them doing so for free, or something like that, just so a person knows exactly what it is I do. And then it makes it very easy for the people who are looking to offer opportunities out to say, actually, yeah, I quite like the look of this person. They are basically everything I need. And it makes it very easy for the people who are like browsing your profile to just scroll across your headline and be like, that is exactly what I need in a person as well. So there's that. And now next up, what we're going to cover is like the banner here. And the banner can just be changed by clicking this button up here. And you can basically just edit it or, add in a completely different photo, change photo there. And what I'm doing is, again, thinking about that landing page format rather than a resume. I want to tell people more what I'm about as well. Because if a person's clicked on my profile, they're probably quite interested in what it is I do. So again, I've told them exactly what I do right at the top here. Grow a coaching business that fulfills you even if you don't know where to start. Book more calls, get more clients, help more people. That's kind of like my promise to them. And if a person's very interested in you, or they want to buy from you, or they want to hire you, generally human psychology is to check out that person as much as possible, right? So I've actually gave them a link to a Facebook group, and that's my own private Facebook group there, where they can go join it. And then they will see things like testimonials of other clients getting great results. They will see like more information posts from me and tips and tricks. And then they'll see like some of my live clients in the groups as well commenting. And basically it's just a great place to direct these people to who are maybe already interested in you, but just want to find out a little bit more and find out if you're a real genuine person. So when a person clicks on your profile, on average, they spend about 2-3 seconds just judging from this very part here whether they actually want to spend any more time on your profile, right? And once they've actually done that and they've passed that test, this is why you really need to nail this here. Once they've kind of like passed that test to see whether you're a person they want to look at more, they will then scroll down on your profile and they will come to your About Me section here because they want to read a little bit more about you. And what most people do on this section is either one of two things. A, they leave it completely blank, or B, they write about themselves in this weird third person that you might see on like resumes or cover letters. Like, Rob is a corporate manager and has been for the past 30 years. He has achieved great results in America and Canada. And basically, when they write in this format on LinkedIn, it really bores people. And the reason why, because if we go back to the human psychology on marketing, people aren't interested when it's not about themselves. So what I do is I write a bit of copywriting here. It's like kind of like a persuasive writing to first of all, tell a person a bit more about what I do, and B, tell a person exactly what type of problems I'm helping them solve. So it gets them interested because it's purely focused around them. So mine is, does any of this sound familiar? Getting one client is like a full-time job in itself. I wanted to work for myself to have freedom, but I'm just getting burned out just trying to find new clients. And when a person reads this, they might be like, hey, hold on a minute, that actually sounds like me. I'd like to see a little bit more about what this guy is about. And again, this is just a piece that I'm just trialing at the moment. I don't know if it works well. I've had other ones in the past that work well, but it's always great to just try and see if you can make something work even better. So what happens is once they get to the bottom of the about section here, you want a call to action. And what do I mean by a call to action? Is something for the person who's browsing your profile to actually do, or somewhere for them to actually look. So for instance, right here for me, I've got free training to help people get leads off LinkedIn on this very link right here, and I'm offering it on my profile so like they can see a bit more about what I'm about. If they don't need to see any more, they can book directly just to speak to me here, and this is another call to action. If they want to see more content and some of the content history I've made in the past, here's my YouTube link here. So they can go and check this out. And it's kind of like this spider's web that basically it shows people what you're about, what you do, who you help, and if you're like a real, genuine, trustworthy person. And then maybe they don't want to see any of this. So I've actually said, hey, why don't you have a little look at what everyone else is saying about me under my recommendations section on my profile. So if we scroll right down here, you can see that my recommendations is filled out. I've got a few good recommendations from people about how good I am, and they can come down here and actually read other people's reviews about me. And again, it's very persuasive to thinking, you know what, this guy is a genuine guy. He's obviously good at what he does. I think I might want to work with him. And so the opportunity then starts to present itself, and then they can scroll back up and they can be like, how can I get in touch with this guy? Well, I can book a call right here, or, I actually just want to see if he's got any better free tips here. And then we can come down to the featured section here. Now, featured section on LinkedIn is a relatively new section. Basically, it's just a portfolio of whatever you want it to be. So mine is like my website. Mine is client results as well. In my industry, people like to see client results, so I've made sure I've put it in there. And this one as well is also a picture of a calendar and how many bookings I can help people do per month. And that's quite persuasive for people. So maybe if you're in like a career or something like that, you want to be putting like what your previous managers have said about you, or you want to be putting things like a portfolio of your work, or a screenshot if you're in like the design career space, and you want to put like a screenshots of like your designs and things like this, or like just general client reviews and things like this. And so that people, when they come on your page, they have something to read about, and they can again, and it's building that trust again, and it's not boring them. Again, they're quite interested because it's like, oh, this person's actually helped other people who look exactly like me. I think I want to work with them. Or if it's in careers, they're like, this person's actually really good at what they do, and all of their previous managers have said exactly the same thing as well. And having a trustworthy candidate in careers is something huge for hiring managers. And that's coming from me, who used to be a hiring manager myself as well. So then we have a little look down some more. We can see activity here. You always want to be making some posts on LinkedIn. Because basically it shows people that you are a real person. It's not just a ghost town here. And as soon as it shows people that it's not a ghost town down here, then basically they can see that you're a real person. There's over 7 billion people on the planet right now, and there's almost 1 billion users on the LinkedIn platform. And I guarantee some of those profiles are spam profiles, and hiring managers and people who are looking for business opportunities just don't want to deal with that. So again, you want to see that you've been commenting on people's things. You also want to show them as well that you've made your own posts. So I can come straight up here and I can actually browse through all of my articles, through my posts here. We just scroll straight up. And if we click on my posts here, you can just see a list of posts that I've made, and they can see that I'm in videos demonstrating things as well. And so by now they're like, you know what, this person's actually a real person. They're offering quite good advice, and I can see they're quite popular. So you've got like 70 odd likes, got 100 and something likes on something else there. And now they're pretty sold on me, you know, as a person. Then you can look at the experience section here, and once again people make the mistake of laying this out as like a resume format section of basically listing any job that they've ever done and every responsibility they've ever had in a job. So say you're in a career right now and you're looking for like a sales director position or a sales manager position or something like that. You probably wouldn't include on this that you have been a shop assistant if it's not related, right? But for this, it's a great opportunity to see that you are a real person and you have got very, very related stuff to whatever you're doing now or whatever client you're helping as well. So for instance, you might be wondering why I've put an assistant manager of a bar company here, like a pub company. And the reason why is because I've demonstrated that I've done 240k in sales in a single year and increased the business by 15%, which directly ties into how I got good at generating leads and generating business for other businesses as well. And this section right here is called your dashboard. You can see that what type of people are, who has viewed your profile. And you might find that if you make content on LinkedIn, or, you know, if you've made some sort of attractive background cover here, headline, or good profile picture, you might find that once you comment on people's content, you should always be engaging, that you find that this number increases and that people actually view your profile. So 267 people have viewed my profile, right? That's a lot of potential business opportunities, particularly because my profile is laid out in the correct persuasive way as well. So I'm actually on the premium version of LinkedIn, so I can see all the way back of who's viewed my profile here, and I can see every single person who's done that. However, if you're on the free version of LinkedIn, you might only be able to view, I think it's like 5 people back that you can actually view. But still, 5 is better than nothing, right? And it's a great opportunity for you to just like connect with people. Just click connect and then start a conversation and be like, hey, I noticed you checked out my profile here. Great to meet you, and just start up a basic conversation like that. And that is how you kind of do that aspect as well. And there's definitely a few more bits on the profile that, you know, are relevant here, but to be honest with you, they don't really make any impact on in terms of a person's decision of whether they are attracted to the type of person you are, or like whether it gets you more attention and gets you more opportunities as well. So if we have a look here, a typical person will click through to your profile, they will scan this bit here, and once it passes that test, they'll then scroll down to this about section and they'll be like, oh, cool. Okay, we'll just scan over this. Oh, they've got some featured work here. Oh, it says something about recommendations. Yeah, I'm just going to go down. What did this person used to do? And they kind of jump all over your profile like this, but generally they spend the most time up here, right at this section here. And this is where they decide whether they like you or not. So if you're wanting to get a great profile, you better nail these areas here. Just a last little tip and trick here is that you can actually change your URL. Mine is Rob Lally. It actually says my name rather than just some like characters and digits. It says I actually had the opportunity to change my profile to something where people could easily find me. And the reason why they could easily find me is because my profile's, it's just very simple what I'm called, Rob Lally. They could bring that up in board meetings if they're talking about me. You know, they could bring it up to their other business partner if they want to do business with me as well. So remember, big takeaway point from this, don't list it out as like a resume, how you would when you're submitting your resume or your CV to an employer. Instead, list it out as a landing page, which is a persuasive marketing material for yourself to sell yourself to people who you're actually looking for a career, or for people who might be interested in what you have to offer as a service provider, and let them know exactly what it is you do. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you got a lot of value out of it. If you'd like to see more helpful content like this, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like some free training on how to generate leads using LinkedIn, then head on over to my website, roblallyconsulting.com/training. I've just made this training right now. A lot of people getting great results with it. So head on over there. The link is just below this video.